Rajamouli sir, he's very brilliant in what, he knows what he's doing. If you see Bahubali, you can see background people are killing each other.
Yeah.
You don't see them just simply sword. Yeah. Director was saying that, master, no matter what, we should get these people fully prepared, then we go on the floor. Sundar C's director's film, which I committed. They're doing like Bahubali Part 1 and Part 2. This film is one of the prestige movies for me after Bahubali, after Puli Murugan. Yeah. Because he did it very easily, and most of that we don't do any dupes or anything. Most of the...
Mohanlal did not use dupes for Puli Murugan.
But I always say that, sir, you asked me to do a good biryani, a hot chicken biryani, a mutton biryani. But on top of that, you want me to put a scoop of ice cream on that. What do I call that for? Yeah. But to me, it's not a sixth sense. It's a common sense. Yeah. You don't need to, you can't hit a hero hitting bang, bounce on the ground, and then that guy fly up 6-7 feet height, and then again you go and hit.
And how far are we behind Hollywood films as far as action scenes are concerned?
I don't think so. We are so far away because the whole world except Bahubali is something an epic.
It's an epic.
So we are not that far. We are very close to them.
Hello, welcome to Red Carpet, and this week I have with me none other than one of the best action choreographers in Indian cinema, Peter Hein. Welcome to the show, Peter. Great to have you here. You are really the best, and you have the number of movies that you have today. The biggest movies in Indian cinema, you are the part of them. Bahubali 2, and you have just completed Kabil. Then Puli Murugan give you such a big name in the industry. Phenomenal action scenes, and the way Mr. Mohanlal talks about you, something great. Mr. Peter Hein, people are talking about Bahubali and now Bahubali conclusion, and you are part of both the films, and the action scenes in Bahubali was spectacular. How did you manage it, and what is the highlight in Bahubali 2?
Bahubali 2, because actually, unfortunately, we work while we are doing a part 1. We work for part 2 simultaneously. While we shoot part 1, we also shoot part 2, because actually the film is supposed to shoot one part, but because it's lengthy, so the director divided it into 2, and he has a secret and magical things that, Rajamouli sir, he's very brilliant in what, he knows what he's doing.
Tell us about the particular scene you shot with, let's say Prabhas and Rana. So, are they more fit, or how do you shoot with them, a person like?
No, if you say Bahubali, everything is been planned, everything has been prepared, everything is planned, and whoever has to be trained, they have trained. We did it. We followed a kind of a very high-end process, a training part, even including the extras, even the junior artists who fighting in the background. There may be thousands, the last 1,000
So the war
guys.
scenes, everything was done by, conceived and done by you?
Yes, the war scenes which we worked what part and how it's going to be done, and we did that, and then apart from that we did the storyboard, and then
You mean to say you have a storyboard for each action scene?
Yeah, a storyboard in a sense which is very complicated to tell it out. To me, in entire the action, the process, it is not the storyboard can help us, which people for the third person to know what we are trying to do and to know what we are up to. That is what the storyboard. But for me, apart from storyboard, the artist training and even the extras, extras has to be trained. We filtered a kind of 500 people a day. We made them train. We gave them a small process, a few composing, and then we filtered them. 500 we filtered them, and there'll be 100 guys, or there might be 50 guys. Like that, can we filter, and then we gather them together, thousands of people, and then we train them and make sure they. But if you see Bahubali, you can see background people are killing each other.
Yeah.
You don't see them like just simply swords.
Yeah.
So that kind of a preparation, not only for the person, for the hero, like for Prabhas, for Rana, because the director is very keen on this. Because director was saying that, master, no matter what, we should get these people fully prepared, then we go on the floor.
Now coming to another very, very big film, you are doing Sundar C's Sangamitra, which is also something similar to Bahubali.
Yeah.
And Arya, and you've got two other Hulks doing it, Arya and Jayam Ravi. What is the position of that movie? Arya, Jayam Ravi and Shruti Hassan.
I think so, because if you talk about Bahubali, the good job what I've done is a war sequence, But same thing in this Sundar C's director's film, which I committed. They're doing like Bahubali Part 1 and Part 2. And this film also has no limit.
It's a huge big budget.
It's a huge budget which has no limit. And only thing is we need to work and I should do my best. And Peter Hein, best what I can do is I have to put myself into that project. This film is one of the prestige movies for me after Bahubali, after Puli Murugan.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be something that I want to prove this film, like how Bahubali will
so you'll be
into
shooting
the international standard, and it's a global wide. The way that the film is going to come out is it's globalized.
It has got an international look.
International look, and it's a big source for me. Like I'll be very proud. Like when this film comes, because Bahubali this is what we are. Now we need to go one more step harder. We have to go harder work, and that is what I'm looking for, and I'm ready, I'm getting prepared, and when I listen to the story, and still I'm getting hangover of the story, and I'm so much interest and waiting for the day to come.
Tell us about Puli Murugan.
I felt like, okay, the story is good, but the job that I'm having is something different. Because that was a period where I'm doing Bahubali, and at the same time I'm doing, if I accept this, then it will be totally contrast of working with animals and tigers. It will be a big challenge.
But that is the highlight of the film, the action scenes between the tiger and Mohanlal.
Yeah, and I took it as a challenge, and I said, yes, if at all I'm doing, I prefer Lal sir to train, because I've also researched of Lal sir, what he's done before, which is his action is simply super. But if I do with him, I want to do something one step beyond that. I don't want to do what he has done already. So I decided that, and then I said, if I do this film, I need Lal sir to.
How was it working with Mr. Mohanlal, in the sense that he is huge? So how does he does so with consummate ease? He does the action scenes.
It's all it's a mindset what I understand for every human, it's all mindset. If you see it's difficult, because Lal sir such a the body he is and the age is, it's quite, people might think it's difficult, but because of his mindset that he can do it, and he did it very easily, and most of that we don't do any dupes or anything. Most of the
Mohanlal did not use dupes for Puli Murugan.
No, if you say that, I'll be wrong if I say no. Yeah. But we did use dupes, but the dupes what you're seeing is what people understand, that the dupes is okay, all the difficulties what the artist cannot do is what we use to dupe, a demo. But in this case, it's not like that. All the difficulties, Lal sir, he himself did it. But some shot, because due to the light goes off, a Lal sir has to go. So we'll use all his back shots, just standing and, a cue shots. Generally, a dupe means hero will give a cue, and then the difficulty all the stunts man will do, and then the landing again hero will give. But this is not like that. All the difficulties, all the shots, mostly hero does it.
How did you shoot that spectacular climax scene in the forest?
Thing is, a climax, everything is been prepared. and that's what it was easy for us to work, because Malayalam industry you can't spend so much of money like any other
Yeah.
film. So we was very much keen on it, and we was
So
very
you
prepared
shot within a budget and it worked
within
out
a
well.
budget limit, because you know, Malayalam film you can't spend so much of money, because we didn't expect that it will release like, you know, it'll be such a big hit.
Good.
But actually it is a teamwork. It is not only, if you ask, not only me. I put myself like any other films.
Anyway, it worked out
Yeah,
to be
it works
such a
so fun, but
blockbuster hit.
it's to me it's all teamwork.
What do you have to say about Prabhas and Rana?
Prabhas, to me, he's a very sweet person, and I call him darling. And
Yeah, he's
not
known as
only
darling.
me, and
Everybody calls him
everybody, the
darling.
whole country knows that he's a darling. But when I call him darling, it sounds so nice and so sweet, and
Yeah.
he's like, you know,
But his
nothing.
action scenes looks really good.
Yes, because his physical is there, and like, you know, when you say something, he'll do it. Whatever you say, he'll do, and he will do only what you say. He will not
So,
do anything
so he's a
extra.
director's delight.
Yeah, but he's a very sweet guy. You can mold Prabhas in any aspect. You know, Prabhas is a person like the body huge. No, he's looking huge, and the way
He's a hunk.
Yeah, it's like a hunk. But whatever he does, no, but in shooting spot, he look very cute. Like, and the way he do in the film, you see his like. But after he do some, he'll bite this in, Master, I'm wrong, and you know, it's very nice. But it's all experience, and it's how directors, like a captain. Like for me, Rajamouli sir is a captain for me. Whatever project I've done, most of his film.
Rana, how was he in this movie, Bahubali?
Rana, nothing different than, you know, in movies they are giant, like, you know, they're Hulk. Those
Hulk,
people,
yes.
they are Hulk, but behind the scene they are very sweet.
Okay.
This is what experience I have.
Another exciting project that you are doing is Mahesh 23, directed by A.R. Murugadas.
Yeah.
Tell us about Mahesh Babu and his action scenes in this movie.
Mahesh sir's is, as we know, my first film in the industry is Mahesh sir's film. For this film is something, it's an another
Okay.
genre, and the film.
It's an all-out action movie?
It's an action, but actually, you know, these films are not exactly action, because nowadays, you know, films, they are coming out because they are doing an international standard, so they won't put exact actions, but it is something more interest in a different contrastly, like Bahubali or like Robo 2, like that can. It's going to be something competition, because Robo 2 is coming and Bahubali is coming. And so I believe, because this also is a big budget.
Yeah, this is releasing on June 23rd.
Yeah. So what happened is, just before sitting an interview, I was still getting stressed and talking about the project.
You are still
Yeah, I was
shooting.
shootings going on, and the thing is, at the moment, that is also a very big project for me, and it's something, because Murugadas, he came out with something
Yes,
extraordinary.
you have done
film.
with the Gajani what action scenes?
For Gejini.
Ready? Pull up this. Raga, Vijay, Pakara.
What's your take on an Indian film where the action hero takes on a dozen people, while in Hollywood, one action looks far more convincing? Your answer to that?
Yeah, my answer to that, if you say that our hero hit, you know, hundreds of people, if you say Matrix,
Yes.
he
Matrix.
keep on hitting people,
Yeah.
and we appreciate, right?
Yeah, you
it's
have-
the way how you convince to the audience.
Yes.
If you talk about the Crouching Tiger and Hidden Dragon,
Yeah,
how
beautiful.
many thousands,
They
and,
go up
you
the
know,
coconut tree
like
and
you
come.
see the heroes,
Yeah.
that it's just a matter that how you convince to the audience.
So what you are
It's-
saying, in your action choreography, you try to make it as convincing as possible.
Yes, and to do that, you need to do a homework, and you need. People say that I have a sixth sense, but to me, it's not a sixth sense. It's a common sense.
Yeah.
You don't need to, like, you know, you can't hit a hero hitting bang, or bounce on the ground, and then that guy fly up
Yeah.
6-7 foot height, and then again you go and hit. This is not a basketball for you, an air inside and a rubber tube, and you know, this is not a ball. A human, what more reality? If the guy falls from a sky, he falls no matter how speed he falls, the gravity force is nearly like, it hit the ground and it stays on the ground.
Ground.
It's a human.
So he doesn't have to bounce back.
Yeah, but some people like, they do something like, they said audience likes it, they loves it, but they loves it in a different manner. They doesn't love because this guy bounce and come up.
And how far are we behind Hollywood films as far as action scenes are concerned?
If you ask me how far behind Hollywood is,
They have bigger budgets?
Actually, today the world which I research, which, because my level is I'm working, I'm incorporating with Hollywood people and technologies and visual effects and producers, and this I've been working with them the same. We are in a platform. If you ask how far behind we are, is I don't think so. We are so far away because if you ask Puli Murugan and if you see all the other film of visual of tiger, the CG, the visual effects or not, Puli Murugan is not that bad.
Okay.
The tiger word, the CG, it's not that bad than the Hollywood films. If you ask about the grandeur, the span that our Indian films has did, the whole world except Bahubali is something an epic.
It's an epic.
So we are not
epic.
that far. We are very close to them. At the same time, I'm worried and I'm afraid that I should, I should not, go back. We always go one step ahead. And that is what my next Sundar Si's film, and I can prove to the audience, to the Indian cinema, that we will be in their standard.
Okay,
This
good.
is what I'm doing. And I promise to each and every audience that I'm coming out with, I will work hard and I will do what this standard is all about and what Indian standard, where are we? We also will be an international platform. And that is what I'm very clear, and I promise within myself, I don't compare my director or my company, but the job that I'm having and the job that I'm going to do, that I can ensure you that it's something is going to be different. And Mohanlal sir's film, which is I'm going to do my next coming, which is with Amitabh Bachchan sir, and it's a big project.
That's a 500 crore project.
Yeah, 500 crores project they're saying. That one is a big source for me, and
where Amitabh Bachchan and Mohanlal is
Mohanlal sirs, and there are many big stars are there, and I'm going to come out with that, and it's something
extraordinary.
It's something
Out of this world.
Something people will appreciate.
Okay.
Like how I'm doing my films.
Are you directing your own film now?
Yeah, at the present I'm directing my film called Samhoy, which is the producer is my brother-in-law. He respects my job and he knows that I'm capable. And I'm supposed to do in India, but because of he said that why don't you do a film, and Vietnam is also it's my mother's land. So I said
it's a Vietnamese movie.
It's a Vietnamese and Chinese, which we know, and it's a kind of a crossover film.
Okay, it's an action movie all out.
No, sir.
Yeah.
My direction film, I will do what I love to.
Okay,
and
who
what
are
I
the
love
stars?
to is, I have good stars.
The Vietnamese actor.
Vietnamese and Chinese
Okay.
actress. And that film, I think so, I believe sometimes, like, you believe yourself when you do something. And I have one believer that our Indian film industries and every director that I worked for, and every directors which I asked for advice, and they also advised me because I believe they're captains. So I took their advice, and they will appreciate me that I will be a good director no matter what I'm in, what categories I don't know, but at least I will get an appreciation of all the directors that I work with. They will feel happy that I'm a good technician as a director.
All the best, Peter,
Yeah.
and rock on.
Thank you so much, sir.